This man on my screen is coming for it all. Ilia Topuria, Ilia Topuria is coming for it all. This guy says he wants to move up to lightweight, even vacate the featherweight belt, which he later retracted his statement and said he will not vacate the belt. But he's chasing greatness. Let's just read what he says here. First, before we do that, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. The more you like, the more you subscribe, the better content you're going to get. So yeah, make sure to do that, comment whatever you want. I'll respond to them. But yeah, let's read what Ilia Topuria has to say. I know I'm a little late to this, but I don't care. Maybe there's a change coming. Yes, very likely. You saw my last fight at featherweight. Last fight at featherweight? Really? I'd like to move up to the next weight class. And since Islam Makhachev, he's booked up, Ilia Topuria wants to fight Charles Oliveira, the #1 contender after that. I don't know how I feel about this, but he's chasing greatness, guys, and can you blame him? He's coming for all the lightweights. If Ilia Topuria goes out there and fights Charles Oliveira, and if he beats him, which I think he would, or I think Charles actually could submit him in one round. I'm not even joking about that. But now we have lightweights like Dustin Poirier calling Ilia Topuria out. Dustin Poirier wants a piece of it, and I don't blame him. That'll be a good retirement fight, even though Ilia Topuria would knock Dustin Poirier out cold in less than 2 rounds, I believe. So I don't think this is a good fight for Poirier, but he wants it, and he's intrigued by it. This Charles Oliveira fight is so good. Man, like, if Ilia Topuria fights Charles Oliveira, like, that'll be crazy. And now, is it bad of him to do this? Is it bad of him to not vacate the featherweight belt, but go up to lightweight and do some work up there and then come back down? In my opinion, no, it is not. This is the fight you should be making. This is the fight the UFC, ever since they heard Ilia Topuria say he wants this, this is the fight the UFC needs to make. They're stupid if they do not make this. It's good for either guy. If Charles Oliveira were to go out there and beat Ilia Topuria, that's just another reason why he should fight Islam Makhachev. If Ilia Topuria goes out there and beats Charles Oliveira, obviously they're going to do the Islam Makhachev fight. And he just beat Charles Oliveira. He's making he would be making a generational run. He already has, beating Alexander Volkanovski and then Max Holloway. But now, if he were to go out there and beat Charles Oliveira, those will be the 3 greatest back-to-back wins of all time. He already has the 2 greatest back-to-back wins of all time, beating Volk and Holloway. Now, Charles Oliveira he wants. I say they do it. I say they have I say they have, maybe Volk and Diego Lopez, or even Volk and Movsar Evloev. I would much rather have Movsar fight for the belt than Diego Lopez. I think he deserves it more. Let's be honest. And I think Diego Lopez, he has more to prove than Movsar, at least out featherweight. I mean, Movsar has done more, as much as you guys don't want to admit that he has. Now, let's talk about Ilia Topuria. Let's talk about the featherweight division in general. If he leaves, they're going to make an interim belt. So I think they should do Volk versus Movsar Evloev for the interim belt. Have Diego Lopez fight Aljamain Sterling or something. Or Yair Rodriguez. Someone like that. And I don't know. I say they do Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, and then I don't even think they should do an interim belt, but they're gonna do it anyways, because they kind of have to. Don't really have to. Now, in a way, I would like to see Ilia Topuria get more title defenses, because in my opinion, he could clear out the featherweight division and do whatever he wants with that division. He really can do that if he wants. I think he should do that, But the reason he's going up to lightweight is because he wants this fight. Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria. Ilia wants this fight, and he sees it slipping away. Guys, we all know Islam Makhachev isn't going to be here as long as the other stars, the other champions. He's probably going to fight Arman Tsarukyan, maybe fight one more time at lightweight, and then he's moving up to 170, or he might just retire. It depends. Ilia wants this Islam fight, and he's not asking for the Islam fight right away, which is smart. He's asking for the Oliveira fight first. To fight Oliveira while Islam fights Tsarukyan. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. I have nothing else to say. This is just perfect. They should allow Ilia to go up and fight Oliveira. There should be no other fight. And, yeah. I should have had a script or something for this video, because I'm just yapping and saying the same things over and over again. I don't care, though. Now, let's talk about the Poirier fight. Would this be a good fight for Ilia Topuria? If he wants to leave featherweight and he can't fight Charles Oliveira for some reason, why not fight Dustin Poirier? It's not a bad fight. I think Poirier would get knocked the F out, but, you know, it's a good fight for the fans. That's a main event, and, it'll be a good retirement fight for Poirier. Not really. It wouldn't be a good retirement fight for him because he would get knocked out. But if he were to do good, it would be. And also, it's just getting another legend on his resume. So, I don't know. I don't think they're going to make this fight. But I think it's still a good fight. And even there's the Justin Gaethje fight, which I don't have that pulled up here at all. But doesn't matter. But yeah. What I would have liked to see is Ilia Topuria just go in there straight with Makhachev, but and then Ilia Topuria brought up the idea of just fighting Charles Oliveira first, moving to the lightweight division for a year or so, then coming back to featherweight. He did take back his statement of his last fight at featherweight. He says he's not going to leave the belt vacant, which is good. I think he could clear out featherweight and become the GOAT there, and the GOAT of the sport even, if he were to beat Charles Oliveira or Islam Makhachev, or both. How long have I been going on for? This is a terrible video. I should really come up with the script or something like that next time. Guys, who do you want to see Ilia fight next? Me, I think it's the Charles fight. Or even Islam right away. But I do like him fighting Charles. I think this is such a popular fight. This gets so many pay-per-view buys. The UFC needs to do it. Should he fight Dustin Poirier? That'll be a good fight too. Amazing fight too. Or should he just hop right in there with Islam Makhachev? If I'm Topuria, I would not risk it with Charles Oliveira, because I'm going to be honest, there's a real chance Charles Oliveira could go out there and submit Ilia Topuria. I can really see that happening. And Topuria is not that big for the division. He's actually not even that big for featherweight, in my opinion. If you look at him next to some other featherweights, he's really not that big. He's a little smaller than Volk, I think. And Volk's not even that big. He's thick, but he's not that big. So he will be small. And let's talk about the Charles Oliveira and Ilia Topuria matchup. Ilia will be much smaller. And I think Charles Oliveira being bigger and the grappler he is, that could be such a big problem for Topuria. I can very well see Topuria getting submitted by Charles in the first round. I'm going to be honest. What I think's more likely to happen, because Ilia Topuria is already the greatest fighter of all time, is Ilia knocks him out. But I don't know, man. Charles is so good. I had something else in my mind, but I forgot. Yeah, I just think if I was Topuria, I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna defend my featherweight belt more before, and then just hop straight into the Islam Makhachev matchup. But Ilia really wants this Makhachev matchup, so he's going to force the UFC to give him the matchup by fighting Charles Oliveira. And the UFC is dumb for not booking this fight. If they do not book this, they're the stupidest promotion ever. They don't know what they're doing. Dana White's already really stupid in running the UFC into the ground. UFC is falling off in a lot of ways, but, you know. Guys, do either of these fights. Ilia's coming for it all. He's coming for greatness. He's coming for the legends. He's coming to be the most hated Spaniard, the most hated German, the most hated Georgian there is. He's coming for it all. And I support him. He's on a path to be the greatest of all time. Guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment whatever you want. This definitely could have been a more planned out and better video, but I do not care. Ilia versus Charles. Do it. Make it happen. Come on. Like, comment, subscribe.